All right, next game we got the Detroit Lions at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Lions are favored by 3.5. The over-under is 54.5. That's a little strong on the over-under, right? I don't know here. I'm going to have to say bet the under here. I know the Lions are going to throw the ball 50 times, and, Minshew's going to have to throw to keep up with him, and it could be a shootout battle, but I don't know. I don't go under, but I feel the under here. 54.5 is a little strong, I think, for that game. So I'd err with caution here for once and bet the under. But yeah, I would say the Lions favored 3.5 is kind of almost. No, it's about right, I guess. I could see this as a pick'em game, though, honestly, with the way the Lions have been playing. Here, I'd say, I don't know why, but I kind of like the Jags to maybe pull an upset here, or even lose by just 3. I like the Jag. I love James Robinson. I mean, I think he has another enormous game. If he's been having enormous games every week. So if you want to put James Robinson in your daily fantasy, I think that would be a terrific idea. And I mean, DJ Chark is always out there doing something. I think he didn't play very well. Did he have a good week this week? I'm an idiot, but I even have him on my team. That's why I know other people got some touchdowns, and I don't believe he did. So it's risky, though. I mean, passing-wise, yeah, that's probably why the Lions are favored, because Minshew hasn't been passing incredibly. He's been spreading the ball out, so I'm nervous about Chark this week, but I still think he bounces back. I mean, the Lions have a couple good corners, though, right? I mean, I know they have the one shutdown corner there, and what's his name, Agnew, or forget his name, but I mean, they're pretty good against the pass, so I don't know about any of the receivers on Jacksonville unless you have Chark in season long. But besides, on Jacksonville, you're only really starting James Robinson at this point. I mean, it's pretty much it in daily fantasy. Season long, I'd say Chark is still there. Daily, Chark's just too expensive right now. See if he bounces back big. I was big on him last week. I don't know, I'm just down on him after he didn't do much. Especially if I can't remember that he didn't do much. I know he didn't do much there. So, and on the Lions side, there's not much to get excited about either. I guess Kenny Galladay, my man DeAndre Swift just hasn't been exciting like he should. Adrian Peterson, I guess, is always surprises and gets some good yardage. Adrian Peterson. If you want a value pick there, go with Adrian Peterson. He's been putting up 10+ almost every week. So, I mean, if you really do, he's very cheap. And if you want a nice little value there for daily, Adrian Peterson's been balling. So, I'd go with him again on Jacksonville Run D. I don't know of them being exactly crazy good run stoppers. So, yeah, if you want a value pick, go with Adrian Peterson. DeAndre Swift will get you points in PPR. I hope if DeAndre Swift starts playing to his potential, he'll be a great pick. But, I mean, besides that, on the Lions, you got pretty much Kenny Galladay. Like all the second receivers, Marvin Jones Jr., I just haven't seen him really show up too much. So you got Galladay, and that's it. There's not too much excitement on either side here. Besides James Robinson, I'm really psyched on. James Robinson's going to have another huge week. Just week after week, he's like a guaranteed 20-piece, just like Mike Davis was. So, yeah, bet James Robinson. Maybe Chark to bounce back here. I honestly, he's a boom or bust for me at this point because, Keelan Cole will steal one, or Chris Conley, someone at randoms will always steal his touchdown. So we'll see how he bounces back. But, I got the... this is not a game I would bet here. This is a tough one to say, but I just like the Jaguars. I'm going to go with my instinct here, my gut. I just go off of what I would feel confident betting. And I see if the Lions win this game, they'll win it with a last-second field goal. They're just not that good. they make bad decisions. They should be playing Swift and their young running backs. Instead, they bring in Adrian Peterson, an old running back, and sit their new running backs they just drafted in the first round or second round, DeAndre Swift, like he's playing behind Adrian Peterson, who's like much older. You could be developing and getting practice reps for your young guys. Instead, you got Adrian Peterson. They're just not that smart with it. And Stafford, I see him just throwing a bunch of times. And yeah, Galladay will have a big game. I'd play Galladay in daily fantasy. I might even do that, but I see the Jaguars, Minshew keeping up, especially with James Robinson. I just see James Robinson keeping him in the game, if anything, and Chark and Minshew mania bit. So yeah, bet the Jaguars here to probably win, but definitely cover. Bet the Jaguars with a little bit of confidence. No, that's who I would bet, and bet the under. Well, bet the under on this ugly game. Ugly.